And here on The Vibe, while we feature headlining trends, we also go off the beaten path to find inspiring stories. In our next feature, we head to a village outside of Beijing, which has been recently splashed with contemporary art, fueled by comics and surreal characters. Confusion, bewilderment, or amazement? It may just be all of it. Let's hear what the artist has to say about his works, and let's also find out the reaction from the local community.
Beigoucun, a village of about 140 households, recently opened its first art museum. And one piece of art in particular has everyone talking.
这叫什么？
就是感觉这是什么呀？
我理解是给小孩看。
觉得挺新鲜的，
一点也不懂，真的。
有点不懂。
And their bewilderment has everything to do with one man.
大家好，我叫温玲，我喜欢画漫画，我现在以画漫画为生。上次因为是开幕式
I met Wen Ling on a crisp winter's afternoon in Beigoucun. He showed me his latest work, a massive painting on display in the center of the village square. It's an excerpt from a series of comic books that Wen Ling had been working on over the past few years. The vibrant piece noticeably stands out from everything else around it, adding a playful touch to the village, but also stirring up a combination of curiosity and confusion.
把这个作品带到这个村子里面来，你都获得了一些什么样子的反馈？
看到有些老奶奶、小朋友在看着我的画聊天，我就偷偷凑上去听一听。然后有些人在研究这个其中一个形象，前面的一些水滴是他的眼泪还是他的口水？有些人还在研究我的这个一些形象中一些造型会不会是一些汉语的文字？我认为艺术作品100%的看懂这件事是不存在的。那么一个作品，它肯定有很多个层次，所以我觉得，老奶奶看到一些颜色，看到小猫咪，看到它们在吃肉，已经在接收一些信息了。然后后面还会发生什么？我觉得，是我不能控制的。
In the early 2000s, Wen Ling made a name for himself on the internet as a photo blogger. His pictures captured the day-to-day lives of young Chinese. But over the past few years, Wen Ling has found a passion for comics.
那么在我上了中央美术学院以后，我父亲曾经跟我说，我好希望你毕业以后像我一样，也画漫画啊，也画连环画啊，也画那个叙事性的作品啊。年少轻狂的我断然拒绝了他，不要，谢谢你那个太简单了，你有点小儿科吧。我中央美院毕业的，我一定要画油画吧，或者搞其他的，这更高级一点。我当时觉得那个油画更高级一点，但是随着毕业以后，随着年龄慢慢变大，我发现对这种叙事性的作品、单线作品、连画、漫画作品，有着挥之不去的这种亲切感和那种想要进行创作的欲望。
Glancing through Wen Ling's work, one can hardly miss his reductive approach to art. He plays with lines and shapes to keep his work focused on translating his thoughts into visuals. This skill, which looks easy, comes with years of training and practice from art school. Wen Ling's father, Wen Chuanyuan, was a renowned illustrator of children's books. His work was widely popular in China in the 80s and 90s, and it influenced Wen Ling's artistic style in many profound ways. But their difference lies within the motive that propels them to create.
他和我创作有一点不太一样的地方，就是他是接受委托来进行创作。比如一个出版社，一个杂志邀请他画一个稿子，但是我做这些作品，更多的是出于个人的一种 喜好，所以我父亲看了以后，觉得我的作品觉得还挺好玩的，但是他经常会问一个问题：你画它是为了干嘛用啊
The fundamental difference in their perception towards art is generational and economical. It's reflective of China's societal changes.
我觉得随着中国的经济慢慢变得富裕一些，可以允许一部分所谓不着调的小青年干一些不着调的事儿。这个在我父亲那个年代好像就不太容易实现。他们为了生计，把大块的时间用来画一些个人兴趣的东西，而没有收入的话是不太现实的。
Wen Ling enjoys exploring new boundaries in his artistic creations, from the use of heavy construction equipment in his production process to his experiments with the scale of his work. Wen Ling always looked for new ways to present his comics.
我觉得漫画呢，它的一个观看的边界，很多人觉得应该是低着头阅读一个漫画，那么仰着头，就是看一个漫画，也是对大家的阅读习惯的一个小小挑战。我觉得这也是让我兴奋的地方。
Before our time at Beigoucun came to an end, Wen Ling took me on a tour to the village's newly opened art museum. Here, there are many other puzzling pieces of artwork created by Wen Ling's contemporaries. With his guidance and insights, I managed to see more layers to the artwork in front of me. Now, going back to Wen Ling's comic in the village square, I have to admit that my first reactions were the same as the villagers. I don't get it. But after getting to know Wen Ling, the comic took on a completely different meaning. It's his childhood, attitude towards art, life experiences, thought experiments, and much more. Like he said, it's layered and complex. It's a man's history on canvas. When I asked Wen Ling about his art's purpose, he said he wants to permeate his work into the day-to-day lives of his audiences. And in the case of Beigoucun, I think he has successfully done so. Whether they understand it or not, the villagers got their first taste of contemporary art. Ling Lin, CGTN.